What is up, guys? Chosen Cacus here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today we are going to be showcasing all of the official information for the brand new Destiny 2 season, Season of the Chosen, which just got revealed today. Usually what I like to do for days like this is a trailer comes out, I do a complete trailer breakdown, trying to look in the background for new weapons, armor, all of that stuff. Already done that. Click it, it's linked up above if you want to watch that. But then supplemental information will come out like website updates, press kits, etc., providing us with all the official important knowledge, and that's what this video is going to showcase. And so, let's get started. So, what the heck is happening with this season? Broad spectrum. Essentially, Callus's daughter, Cadel, is coming to our system. She wants to team up, but Zavala turns her down, and then we kind of have to deal with her and the Cabal threat. Now, one of the new additions is the long speculated new area of the tower, and this is called the Helm. It says designed as the ultimate Vanguard staging ground, the spaceport provides the resources Guardians need to face the most powerful of incursions. Here, the war table has been set. Meet with Zavala, acquire the Hammer of Proving, and orchestrate an honorable victory. So this is likely going to be potentially a separate area of the tower that you have to travel to, and then you can launch certain missions. Likely you can launch the brand new seasonal activity from this location, and that new seasonal activity is called Battlegrounds. Now what this is a 3-player match-made activity. Even though during the trailer we often see the Battlegrounds activity being performed in public spaces, but I guess you're gonna load into separate instances, and it says that Guardians will engage in ritual combat against Cadel's chosen warriors. Now we do see some different locations here. There's one on Earth, there's one on Nessus, one on Europa, and likely there's some more as well. Interestingly, this kind of does sound like Strikes, but likely it will be smaller in scope. Think closer to Nightmare Hunts or the new Empire Hunts activities. Now moving on from there, I mentioned strikes, and this season is actually getting a lot more of them. We have the Devil's Lair and the Fallen Saber strikes returning from Destiny 1. Both of those take place on the Cosmodrome, and then we have a new strike on Nessus called Proving Grounds, where you're going to invade one of the massive Cabal land ships. Now continuing from there, let's talk about the rewards you're going to be earning in this new season. Firstly, the main exotic associated with Season of the Chosen, so what you get from the season's pass is the new exotic bow, the Taiku's Divination. It says this ancient recurve bow charges multiple solar arrows that can track several targets at once, and during the trailer we did see it shoot and split between 3 different Cabal, and then we also saw it make a 90-degree turn with all 3 arrows hitting one target. So this is actually reminding me of the Eyes of Tomorrow rocket launcher in bow form, and just having a bow that can track, like, that is spicy, especially potentially for PvP. However, that's not the only exotic in Season 13. As you can see right here, there is a new exotic quest that will launch during this season. It is redacted, however, we have a symbol here, and that symbol is actually for the weapon foundry Tex Mechanica, and they make kind of Western themed weapons, the most iconic one definitely being the Last Word exotic hand cannon. And I've always wanted to see like a lever action rifle, maybe a scout rifle or a snipe rifle from Tex Mechanica, so maybe that's what we'll get. Moving on from there, we see here there's going to be a bunch of new weapons. Bungie specifically says a cache of new and reissued weapons to collect, exotic, legendary, ritual, over 25 weapons added to the loot pool. So that does confirm at least one new ritual weapon coming next season, and I was able to get an image here with no text, and you can see that some of these new weapons, the Cabal themed ones at least, include a sidearm, a sniper rifle, rocket launcher, linear fusion rifle, SMG, and bow. Now, we also have what was announced earlier, the return of Umbral Engrams and a new prismatic recaster where you can focus farm certain weapons by putting in Umbral Engrams and limiting their loot pool to only drop like a few weapons, sometimes only 2 weapons at a time, which makes farming god rolls a lot easier. And keep in mind, there is no FOMO this season, so all of this stuff, similar to all of this season of the hunt stuff, will be earnable all year long, which is very exciting. Moving on from there, of course, we have a new seasonal artifact pictured here, and let's talk about what's coming in the Season's Pass. So firstly, we have this new armor set. Now, this is the base level armor set you're going to earn, and then we've got the version with ornaments, and that looks absolutely wild. But looking at the Season's Pass specifically, it does contain some interesting rewards. Firstly, as you can see, there's some sort of faction reputation that you can earn, likely associated with the Battlegrounds event. Also, you can see right here what looks to be a new finisher coming, and that would be what you saw in the trailer where a Guardian smashes a Cabal with a Cabal shield, so that is pretty cool there. Then we have our first Season's Pass weapon earnable at level 30, which appears to be the new linear fusion rifle. We of course have that exotic bow that free players can get at level 35. Remember, paying players can get it right away at level 1 with the bundle, and then later on at level 45, the sidearm is the second Season's Pass weapon. Now, something important to keep in mind is that during the trailer we saw some brand new Trials of Osiris weapons. However, those aren't really mentioned here because Trials is a free-to-play activity for all players, but just keep in mind there's a lot more loot, as was alluded to with that one infographic coming with this season. In fact, here is a complete breakdown of what you get for being a Season's Pass owner versus just being a free player, and mostly it's pretty interchangeable. It's the usual things we would come to expect with this breakdown. The one different and interesting thing that stood out to me is that you get 1 week early access to the Proving Grounds Strike if you're a paying player, which just seems kind of almost gimmicky, but it's nice. However, moving on from there, we have a very important piece of information, which is the new seasonal calendar. So, kicking things off on February 9th, which is the launch day, we have Behemoth and Hailstone Battlegrounds, we have the Devil's Lair and Fallen Saber Strikes coming open, and the Helm comes online. Interestingly, in this picture of the Helm, we see the prismatic recaster, so that's going to be where it's located. But we also have Stasis Aspect quests begin, and you can see this does have the Beyond Light symbol. So if you own Destiny 2 Beyond Light, that expansion, you can go and get more aspects for your Stasis subclasses. Keep in mind, we have access to 2 aspects right now, and there's only 2 slots. So you won't just get objectively more powerful, you'll have to replace one of your existing aspects. So if you're a hunter, for example, you may get a powerful new aspect, but you might have to replace, Shatter Dive with that, right? So that's another very exciting thing. And in the trailer, we saw a Behemoth Titan using both of his fists, which is just a tiny little bit of gameplay of this new aspect. Moving on from there, on February 12th, the first weekend, we have Trials Begins, earn new armor, weapons, and more. We talked about the new weapons, but as you can see right here, we have some screenshots of the new Trials of Osiris armor coming as well. Moving on from there, the next reset, February 16th, we have a new Battleground event coming online. And then on February 23rd, we have another Battleground as well as the first Iron Banner event. And then all the way in March 23rd, we have the Proving Grounds Strike becoming available for Seasons Pass holders and an Iron Banner that week. But then on March 30th, it's made available for all players. Kind of strange we have to wait that long to get a new strike. Perhaps there's something special associated with the strike. Perhaps the new exotic quest launches around the same time and involves this new strike, if I was to speculate. Then moving on from there, April 13th, we get another Iron Banner, and then April 20th to May 9th, the end of the season, we get another Guardian Games. Now, this is a competition between all of the different classes, Titan, Hunter, and Warlock, to see whose class is best. Basically, everyone does certain activities, or at least last year, everyone did certain activities, certain things to earn medals, and then you would deposit those medals, and the more medals your class deposited, the better you would do. There was like daily ranks of which class was on top. However, this event did come with a great degree of controversy due to the fact that Bungie had to balance it because of the player numbers. Essentially, there's way more hunters than everyone else for whatever reason, so they made hunters worth a little bit less when they deposited medals to account for this. They released data showing that this shouldn't have, impacted it too much. Hunters won the first day and they lost every other day, and then they got very upset about that, but legitimately there was some issues with people remaking characters. It was just kind of a big kerfuffle, so hopefully they've addressed some of these things and made it a smoother, more fair experience, or at least in most people's eyes, a more fair experience this time around. But then interestingly, we have a separate thing for May 7th to May 9th, the Guardian Games closing ceremony. So I'm not sure exactly what that is about, but it does also say "and more," so potentially there's some kind of special things arriving as well that aren't in this calendar. And so guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, found this informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.